Does anybody know what's come to get us started? She has it in her bag. If somebody will push my it. Oh, there you go. I was trying to find. I don't have to use it.
Does anybody remember what's his name? Harry come up?
Yes.
When the day is dark and dreary, and your way is hard to find, don't let your heart be weary. Just keep this thought. It is better to light just one little candle than to stumble in the dark. Better far than to light just one little candle while you think a tiny spark. If we all say a prayer, the whole world will sing. Wonderful today will sing. And if everyone lit just one little candle, what a bright world this would be!
Barbara, you're up. We thought we would do a little something different. We had lots of different kinds of music, so we're going.
Our upcoming year programs is the Rhythm of Our Days. And at our first program, we had solo cups, and we did some rhythm cup fun. In fact, they came to me afterwards and said, "Oh, you ought to do that for your talent at the conference." But anyway, so feel free to sing along. I got rhythm, I got my guy. Who could ask for anything more? Okay, so feel free to sing along. From what I'm supposed to be concentrating on.
Not quite. Get his blessing. She'll throw herself in the river, Ponte Vecchio. And then she makes, at the end, it's the very delicate bubble pietà, pietà. And you know the famous pietà in Italy is the picture of Mary holding Jesus. So it's she's praying.
Bravo, bravo.
Poetry is music.
Yeah, very good.
First of all, this is dedicated to my life and my day. From the bottom of my vocal cords, I'd just like to say you have taught me how to love when I sing, my passion for music to each song I shall bring. You have instructed me how to prepare. I'm ready to perform and so excited to share. I still have a lot to experience and learn. Thanks to your guidance, I've taken the right turn. I don't know how I could ever repay. Thank you for bringing music into my life and my day. Music is love in search of a word. This is a famous one, Henry David Thoreau. If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music he hears, however measured or far away. Now I have a story about the violin. It's called The Touch of the Master's Hand. You know that? 'Twas battered and scarred, and the auctioneer thought it scarcely worth his while to waste much time on the old violin, but held it up with a smile. What am I bidding, good folks? He cried. Who'll start bidding for me? $1? $1 then. 2? 2. Only 2? $2. And who'll make it 3? $3. Once. $3 twice. $3. Going for 3? But no, from the room far back, a gray-haired man came forward and picked up the bow, then wiping the dust from the old violin and tightening the loose string, he played a melody pure and sweet as a caroling angel sings. The music ceased, and the auctioneer, with a voice that was quiet and low, said, "What am I bid for the old violin?" And he held it up with the bow. $1,000, and who'll make it 2? 2,000, and who'll make it 3? 3,000 once, 3,000 twice, and going and gone, said he. The people cheered, but some of them cried. We do not quite understand what change it's worth. Swift came the reply, the touch of the master's hand. And many a man with life out of tune and battered and scarred with sin is auctioned cheap to the thoughtless crowd, much like the old violin. A mess of potage, a glass of wine, a game, and he travels on. He is going once, going twice, he's going and almost gone, but the master comes, and the foolish crowd never can quite understand the worth of a soul and the change that's wrought by the touch of the master's hand.
Beautiful.
Music washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. Bertold Auerbach. Now, you know the song, Man on the Flying Trapeze. It floats through the air with the bravest of you. Once I was happy, but now I'm forlorn. Like an old coat, all tattered and torn, left in the wide world to fret and to mourn, betrayed by a wife in her teens. Oh, the girl I loved, she was handsome. I tried all I knew her to please, but I could not please 1/4 as well as the man on the flying trapeze. He would fly through the air with the greatest of ease. The daring young man on the flying trapeze, his movements were graceful, all girls he could please, and my love he purloined away. Her father and mother were both on my side, and very hard tried to make her my bride. Her father he sighed, her mother she cried, to see her throw herself away. 'Twas all to no avail. She'll go there every night and throw him bouquets on the stage, which caused him to meet her. How he ran me down to tell you would take a whole page. One night, I, as usual, called at her dear home. Found there her father and mother alone. I asked for my love, and soon they made known to my horror that she'd ran away. She packed up her goods and eloped in the night with him with the greatest of ease. From 3 stories high, he had lowered her down to the ground on his flying trapeze. Some months after this, I chanced in a hall, was greatly surprised to see on the wall a bill in red letters that did my heart gall that she was appearing with him. He taught her gymnastics and dressed her in tights to help him to live at his ease, and made her assume a masculine name, and now she goes on the trapeze. She flies through the air with the greatest of ease. You'd think her a man on the flying trapeze. She does all the work while he takes his ease. And that's what's become of my love. It was an evening in November. As I very well remember, I was strolling down the street in drunken pride. But my knees were all aflutter, and I landed in the gutter. And a pig came up and lay down by my side. Yes, I lay there in the gutter, thinking thoughts I could not utter, when a colleague passing by did softly say, "You can tell a man who boozes by the company he chooses." And the pig got up and slowly walked away.
Oh, God.
I'm more serious. This one is by D.H. Lawrence, called Piano. Softly in the dusk, a woman is singing to me, taking me back down the vista of years, till I see a child sitting under the piano in the boom of the tingling strings and pressing the small, poised feet of a mother who smiles as she sings. In spite of myself, the insidious mastery of song betrays me back till the heart of me weeps to belong to the old Sunday evenings at home, with winter outside and hymns in the cozy parlor, the tinkling piano our guide. So now it is vain for the singer to burst into clamor with the great black piano appassionato. The glamour of childish days is upon me. My manhood is cast down in the flood of remembrance. I weep like a child for the past. This one you're familiar with, The Solitary Reaper by William Wordsworth, and I've condensed it because it's quite long. It's about the young woman working in the fields. Behold her, single in the field, you solitary highland lass, reaping and singing to herself. Whate'er the theme, the maiden song sang as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work, and o'er the sickle bending, I listened, motionless and still, and as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more. And for those of you who know John Cleese, you're ready for this, right? It's called The Rhubarb Tart Song. Read all the existential philosophers like Schopenhauer and Jean-Paul Sartre. Even Martin Heidegger agrees on one thing. Eternal happiness is rhubarb tart. A rhubarb what? A rhubarb tart. A Jean-Paul who? A Jean-Paul Sartre. Eternal happiness is rhubarb tart.
I tend to agree.
And according to James Russell Lowell, life is just a sheet of white paper. And if the man with the hook doesn't come and take me away, I'll do one more.
Go for it.
Called The Calf Path by Sam Walter Foss. One day, through the primeval wood, a calf walked home, as good calves should, but made a trail all bent askew, a crooked trail, as all calves do. Since then, 300 years have fled, and I infer the calf is dead, but still he left behind his trail, and thereby hangs my moral tale. The trail was taken up next day by a lone dog that passed that way, and then a wise bellwether sheep pursued the trail o'er vale and steep, and drew the flock behind him too, as good bellwethers always do. And from that day o'er hill and glade, through those old woods a path was made, and many men wound in and out, and dodged and turned, and bent about, and uttered words of righteous wrath, because 'twas such a crooked path, but still they followed. Do not laugh. The first migrations of that calf, this forest path became a lane that bent and turned again. This crooked lane became a road. The road became a village street, and soon the central street was this of a renowned metropolis. 100,000 men were led by one calf, near 3 centuries dead. They follow still his crooked way, and lose 100 years a day, for thus such reverence is lent to well-established precedent. A moral lesson this might teach, were I ordained and called to preach. For men are prone to go it blind along the calf path of the mind, and work away from sun to sun to do what other men have done. They follow in the beaten track, and out and in and forth and back, and still their devious course pursue, to keep the path that others do. They keep the path, the sacred groove, along which all their lives they move. But how the wise old wood gods laugh, who saw the first primeval calf. Ah, many things this tale might teach, but I am not ordained to preach.
Before I send you on your way, we would like to take pictures of all the entertainers together. That's what we all know. Make sure you take your scrapbooks. Make sure, I think I gave everybody their folders. And next year, we will be meeting in Williamsport. And you want
October
to
14th?
extend your invitation? There you go.
Yes, October 14th at Pine Street United Methodist Church.
Details to follow.
Well, I'll say something good morning.
Are there any other announcements? No? Thank you all very much for coming. It was great to see everyone, and have safe travels home, and have a good rest of the afternoon.
Thank you.
Then we have the entertainers in the back.
Are we going to do Pennsylvania?
Oh, my God. Okay, we need somebody to start. Kristen, hold on. Are you sure it's the 14th? 21. 21. No, the date of the
14th.
21.
Should be the third Saturday. The first is the 7th, that's at Pittsburgh. The second is the 14th, and that would be in the Philadelphia district, and the third is the 21st. Would be in the Northeast.
Oh.
So it's October
So it needs to be the 21st then?
2017.
Okay, I'll call and change that, because I already reserved the 14th, but I'll change
The
the
21st would be the
Good to
third,
know.
the third Saturday.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, now, okay, we need somebody. Okay. I'm in Spanish direction. Get started. I was going to say, you got it started.
Sorry, I came with briefcase.
Oh, and a note. Somebody get it started. Just give us a note. Yeah, we'll get let it everybody stand up. Get it close.
The first number I'm going to sing is Look for the Silver Lining. You want to read a little bit about what happened in the
Can you say that?
I'm trying to make you laugh.
I'm trying to figure out how to play it. You can read one.
All right. Lawrence Zegfield, who always knew when he had a great star in orbit, asked Jerome Kern to do a special song for the blonde beauty who was going to have top billing in his 1920 production, Sally. Kern and his lyricist, Buddy DeSilva, gave him one they had written previously and liked a lot, Look for the Silver Lining. It turned out to be the hit of the show and perfect for the charming Marilyn Miller. Miss Miller, of course, went on to become her own kind of legend. And when a film biography was made of her life in 1949, look for the silver linings of life.